Good afternoon, class. My name is Tim Newton. It's been a pleasure kind of getting to know each and every one of you over the last 8 weeks, and I guess this is our final presentation. I chose to do a video format of this and kind of do a little discussion of kind of what my paper is and to the pretense as to why I wrote my paper the way I did. My main subject line is, where did our country go? It is something that is very near and dear to me, very strong to me, because one, for the job that I do every day in the fire service, EMS, working as a paramedic, it's taught me the good sides of what I see in society, and it's also showed me a light of the bad side of what happens around us every day. I see a lot of things that have changed, and that was kind of the motivating factor to the way I wrote my paper and to some of the insight as to, I would hope that others would read it and look at it as a more positive outreach. The goals of my paper were the degradation of the founding principles of what our father had set forth, which is God, country, and family, and to stand strong by your core entitlements of your family, God, and your country. Over a period of time, with obviously social media, I had the ability to put a video on my phone, upload it to the internet, share it on a YouTube channel, and boom, here we go. It's all over the world if whoever chooses to subscribe to my channel can. Political correctness, that is something that in my eyes I feel is a bully that stands on a corner that demands to be given a specific right while just coming into this country, while the rest of us who are in this country and live here are choosing to take away our founding cores. Religion in school happens to be one. Prayer in school happens to be another. The biggest thing that I find very disturbing is that we got the holidays around us, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas is now something that is politically incorrect to say. You're supposed to say Happy Holidays. You go into the stores and you go into these big box stores and you hear their employees, if you go ask for a Christmas tree, it's a holiday tree. Because the first 6 letters of that is Christ. Christ represents religion that is offensive to certain people. That's ridiculous. You're taking a simple terminology of a gesture to give to your fellow man or woman out on the street, and that's offensive now. I actually can go into a little detail. I had a friend of mine go apply at a store to get some extra cash over the holidays to work retail, and they actually had their application along with a political correctness agenda. That during the holiday seasons, you were not allowed whatsoever to say Merry Christmas. If you said Merry Christmas to a customer, that would be terms that you could be written up and you could be terminated from your position. Needless to say, my friend chose to set the application down, walk out of the store, and that was that. But it pushes more towards people that have an active voice that are bullying us around, and that our society now has led to, and I'm not saying everyone, a coward-like mentality that they're going to cower behind closed doors out of fear to not create a hostile environment. They would rather accept somebody saying, okay, it's all right not to say Merry Christmas anymore. I'll go with Happy Holidays just to appease them because they are the voice on the block. That needs to end. We need to stand up for what is right. We need to stand up for what our country and our core beliefs are. Fatherhood is another direction that I took. And it's not necessarily fatherhood in the divorce sense, the deadbeat dad. It is the way society has become and our government has led us that, and it's just not fathers, it's fathers and mothers, where a full-time job sometimes just isn't good enough anymore. They need to work a full-time and a part-time job, and to keep a roof over their head, to make a living, and that's without any material expenses. That's without going on vacations or anything. That is the way of life now for many people. And it's taking the parents and the fathers out of their house and not being able to raise their children like it was in the past. It's taking the fathers out of their house. And it's sad, because for us to make a living nowadays, we do have to work. I work a full-time job and 2 part-time jobs. I give my wife the opportunity to be able to stay home because I want her to stay home to raise my children. Would I like to be there? Yes, but that's besides the fact. I support my family. That is a role that I have chosen. It's not to say that my wife doesn't work. She owns a photo business, and she does very well at it. But she is home there for my kids. I do not want the streets to raise my kids. I am a stern father. I require good grades. But there are many families that have stepped to let the streets raise their kids, let social media raise their kids, and let that foundation slip away because they're so tired. They're tired that they have to work 70 hours a week. And it's hard. It is very hard to get a grasp of that in today's world. There is another avenue of faith. Faith obviously is one of the most touchy subjects to talk about nowadays because it strikes the term political correctness. Well, I live my life by the Bible. I have for 15 years. I walked away from the church, ticked off, mad at the world, and that was me. Until one day at the lowest point of my life, where I was going to lose everything, I woke up and realized that I'm going to do something for myself. And I did. I chose to go back to the church, educate myself, go back to school, change careers. And it's a career that I will never, ever look back on. I love what I do every day. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But there are people out there that want to destroy our faith. Now, I'm not saying that we need to go pound the pavement, hit the corners, preach the Bible, have picket signs. No, it's to be a better person than you were the day before. It is to live by a principle. It is to live by the Bible. Live by a higher power. If your Bible is not your motive, then live by a higher power. At least strive every day to be a better person than you were the day before. Help other people. Give back. Go into your communities and be that better person. Entitlement is the final thing. I have the hardest time with this because I am a middle-aged guy in a young man's game right now. It's just the way it is. I started this career late in life, but when I started, we had to earn. We had to work for everything that we had. We weren't given anything. In the fire service, in the EMS world, you had to prove yourself, you had to work. Now guys come out of the academy, out of the schools, I want the pagers, the uniforms, I want this brand new, try to change the world and tell us how we're supposed to do it, but yet not lift a finger to do the job. There are more people that are standing outside that are unemployed right now that have the ability to work and to go to work, to get a job. I see it through the town that I live in. There's for hire signs everywhere, but it's beneath them. They don't want to go make $9 an hour. They're entitled to $20 an hour. So our government has chosen to take an entitlement route of, I'll give you a phone. I'll provide you health insurance. I'll extend your unemployment. I'll do this for your welfare. Well, if they're going to entitle them and give them and enable them, no one's ever going to do anything for a positive. Therefore, those of us that have to work, obviously I have to work a full-time job and 2 part-time jobs to keep a roof over my head. And trust me, I don't live by any exuberant means, but that same person that doesn't want to work has the same ability to live what I do. We have to end the entitlement. There has to be a way that we need to tell these people, force them, get them off. off the rear ends, talk to our congressman, our senate, re-elect a new president in 2016. Whatever we have to do, the entitlement issue needs to end. That is something that needs to go by the wayside. Unless you built the calluses on your hands to do the job that you do every day, then maybe, or show some form of approach to, if you're coming out of the academy, have the initiative, not sit on a couch, not sit there and wonder, well, do I need to do anything, when the rest of us are busting our rear ends. I know this video is a little bit long and intensive. It's probably mumbled on, back and forth, but this is the best that I can do. This is me. This is who I am. There isn't a PowerPoint to follow it. There isn't animations. I figured I would present my information through my voice and through some of the facts of my paper. If you're interested in reading my paper, feel free to send me an email via the Siena Heights website. Our email. I can forward my paper on to you if you choose to want to read it. I would like to take this time to thank Professor Root for all of her time and energy. I know I've talked to her quite a few times, and to guidance during my paper. I would like to thank each and every one of the students for this opportunity. It's been a great 8 weeks. I've learned a lot of new things with this class, especially in my abilities in writing papers, and not to be so authoritarian like I learned in high school, but to focus in on what I have to do to be a better writer. Take a more easy approach to it. I am, if you notice this dispatch information, I don't know if it's going to come over through my video. Excuse me, excuse that. Those are tones dropping from around the county that I'm tied to with my other job. And most of all, it has been a pleasure to be in this class. So from me to you, I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, a very prosperous 2016, and a Happy New Year. And I thank you again for every one of you for being a part of this class. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.